Hey, it's Lauren. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I am going to be talking all about my summer makeup bag, products that I like to use because it is hot, as well as colors, trends, formulas, and things that I've been liking for summertime. Let's start out at the beginning with base products. This is the Suntegrity's 5-in-1 Natural Moisturizing Face Sunscreen. Suntegrity's is kind of like a cult, I'd say, clean beauty brand at this point, but this is my first product that I have tried from them. This I have it in shade Light. They have a few shades of this, and they have a variety of sunscreens. This one, it's a 5-in-1 because not only is it an SPF of 30, but it's also supposed to be like a primer, a protector, a bit of skincare, as well as a bit of coverage. This is a reef safe sunscreen, and it says that it's like for more dry as well as like blemish prone skin, as well as mature. So they're really covering all of the things that I reach towards at this point. It's lightweight, it absorbs, it doesn't feel particularly heavy, and it gives a nice bit of coverage. It's not a foundation, but because I am using a heftier amount of a sunscreen, that I don't want it to cover like a foundation because that would look insane. But yes, this is definitely a summertime favorite. Love this. And the next base related product, this is the CM Pro Edition Underglow Hydrater. It is a thicker formula, but it is one of these types of products that I reach for when I want my makeup to stay put. It says it's lightweight. I don't particularly find it to be all that lightweight in its feel, but it's not overly heavy. But it's one of those few primers that simultaneously makes your makeup last a long time, but also gives you glow. I feel like you have to pick between the two often when it comes to a primer, either a bit of glow or something that's gonna make everything stay. So this is great. It is tacky and it does eventually dry down, but it has that sort of tackiness that really like grabs onto your makeup. I tend to not use anything that is matte when using this because it then can look a bit cakey, but anything that is on the more like glowy, hydraty, potentially slippy side of foundations, this really helps it last. Now, I don't really have a particular like foundation, specific type of foundation that I want to mention in this video because I've been kind of like dipping between a bunch, and I actually have like a Franken makeup foundation that I'm getting through. It's a cushion that I cleaned out, and then it's just like filled with a bazillion different foundations that I've been trying to use up. But I did want to mention the Hylamide photography foundation. So this is so cool. It comes in a few shades, and I have the one in golden tan, so I like to use it a bit more as like a mix-in, sort of like bronzing adding thing, but it is designed to be a transparent foundation. I'm quoting the actual like website at this point, but it's supposed to like make your skin and everything look better on camera, film and photos. So it's not like something that is going to give you pretty much any coverage, but it just makes everything like look really even and nice. It's hydrating, and it has a really sort of light serum-y type of texture. And it's one of those things that just like blurs the skin. So this is something that I like to reach for if I want an all over sort of golden wash, but I don't also want to wear any sort of like foundation and my skin's doing really well and I just kind of want to reach for a concealer. So that kind of leads me into the next thing I want to talk about. This is the Kosas Revealer Concealer. I haven't talked about this yet on my channel. I got this probably a month or so ago now. Who knows? Time is so jumbled right now with quarantine and lockdowns and everything, but this really surprised me. This is way thicker than I anticipated it being. It is quite thick and actually quite full coverage, so just the tiniest like dab of it and like spread it out, very, very nice. Really pretty. It can, I think it might be a little bit too heavy for my under eyes right now. They are a bit dry and tired, but for like a concealer that's actually used for concealing of things on the skin, very nice. I think this color is a bit on the yellow side for me. I would have probably liked to have like gone in and played with shades, but I ordered 03 and it blends out well enough that I don't feel like I see any sort of like yellow tone. And I have the tinted oil, but now that I think about it, I haven't actually used it with it. And thinking about how this is relatively thick and that is very, very, very dewy, I could see them pairing really, really well together. So yes, this is really nice. When it gets hotter outside, I find myself gravitating towards the orange and kind of coral toned blushes in my collection. And in the past, I think in terms of like summertime makeup, I've mentioned Dawn from Glossier, the Cloud Paints. Love this, but I have to mention, again, I just did a whole video on the Rituel de Fille Colored Nectar Pigment Balm, so I won't spend too much time on this, but the Snapdragon color from that line, I absolutely love. This is a multi-use product, and I love a good orange blush, and I've been really into playing with my blush placement lately, especially keeping it upper, on the upper part of my face. Really been enjoying how that kind of transforms my face lately, and I just find orange toned blushes to be so refreshing in the summer, and I feel like they pair really beautifully with a red lip that would otherwise look very Christmassy, but by having a bronzed a face, but with an orange toned blush, really makes it like juicy summer vibes. So I think this is absolutely lovely. And kind of on that sort of like orangey toned side of things, I have been loving using this guy. This is the Josephine The Highlight by SB Sarrah, I think it's Sarrah Basso. She is an Etsy shop, and I found her on Instagram. I think she's a lawyer. She does something professionally and then makes stuff on occasion and sells it on Etsy, and she came out with a summertime line. It's this really pretty warm golden glow. It has this sort of like rosy peach kind of look to it, and I just love how it like blends in with an orange blush. I think it's super pretty, so I've loved this. It's very, very melty right now, so I gotta be careful not to get it everywhere. I always love a good multi-use product, especially in the summer, and it's no secret on my channel that I really love the e.l.f. Monochromatic multi-sticks. I have 3 of them now, and I definitely foresee myself picking up more of these in the future. I have the shades Luminous Berry, Radiant Bronze, and Glistening Peach. This is a multi-use product that you can also use on your eyes. I love the Radiant Bronze. Talked about this guy a lot. I use it as a bronzer all over, and I even like to use it in my eye as part of my eyeshadow. I think it blends really well. I love a multi-stick product, especially for summer, that's cream, because if it's hot and my face is like getting all melty, there's nothing like having something that is multi-use and used all over and used in a drapey fashion that I can just like press back in. and also carry around because I'm using it all over and it's like efficient and easy. So I have a few items I like to use on my eyes that if it's super hot and I'm getting sweaty, they're gonna be okay. For like pops of fun color that are like a little bit more trendy, I love to use pencils. I have been reaching for the Colorslide from Glossier in Magic Carpet quite a bit. It's this really pretty jammy metallic, as well as the Pretty Penny. It's a fantastic copper. And then I wanted to talk about the LA Girl pencils. I stumbled upon these at the drugstore a while back, and there are these two from the gel liner range that I picked up. They're both these kind of pretty blues. I find these are really fantastic on the waterline or just kind of like used to smudge. You gotta work really quickly because they do dry and like stay put, but they add like a really fun pop. And I also picked up the Shockwave Neon Liner in Screaming, which is a yellow one. I have been enjoying the sort of like pops of neon that has been trending for a while, and I find having like a liner is a really approachable way to incorporate that. So just either if it's like a small detail on the eye somewhere, just to sort of elevate a look, and just kind of like adds really fun pops. And then I love me a bit of glitter. So this is the INC Show Glow Iridescent Jelly. This is a jelly highlighter, and it's one of those jelly highlighters though that dries completely down. I find a lot of them stay quite wet, but this dries down completely, and I like using this all over. I really love using it on the eyes, especially on the inner corner. I have this on today, and it gives this really beautiful like sheer wash of sparkle. If you wanted to use this on your cheeks, it's definitely a glittery highlighter, but on the eyes, it's so beautiful, and it looks wet almost, but it doesn't really move, and the shimmer is, although it's quite glittery, it has enough of like a fineness to it that it doesn't look like clunky or anything. Lastly, for the eyes, I wanted to just give a shout out to the Perez Avocado Waterproof Mascara. I used to always wear waterproof mascaras, and then I kind of got away from that, and yeah, I'm glad I'm back because mascaras smudge if they're not waterproof on me, and it just makes a giant mess, especially when it's hot and I'm like all squinty and stuff from the sun, and this is wonderful. It stays put. It doesn't itch my eyes. I love the wand on it. It's like got a curved wand. It really works well for my eye shape, especially since my outer lashes here have a really hard time picking up mascara without getting too clumpy if the wand is like a straight wand. So love this. And then very last, I wanted to talk about this guy. This is by Hints. It is a newer Korean beauty brand that has been kind of like up and coming. It is their Mood Enhancer Lipstick Sheer in the shade Spell Out. I love a good kind of like sheer wash of bright color on my lips in the summer. I don't have like the most defined lips, so if it's a thicker formula or a matte, it's just gonna like move around. So I love it when it's like glossy and dewy with pigment, but not thick, and that's what this is. They have a few colors, and I want all of them. I think this is absolutely beautiful. I'm really intrigued by this brand. They have fantastic packaging. They have really, really beautiful, cool looking products. I've tried a couple other things from them. They're hard to get right now because of global pandemic and shipping and stuff, but there's a few places you can get them in the US. They're beautiful. Love this. It feels really lovely on the lips, and I love this bright, punchy color. I love a good orangey or red, just bold lip in the summer that's not too heavy. Yeah, so those are all of my things that I have been really enjoying for hot weather, my essentials, my summer makeup bag. So I'd love to know what you have been into and wearing and enjoying. And if you have any multi-use products that you really like, let me know, because this is some type of product that I always love more of, and I'd love to know any of yours. So anyways, I hope you all are doing really well and staying cool and not overheated, and enjoying the makeup that you can wear, you know, masks and everything. That's why I think I only have one lip thing that I wanted to share, because I'm not really showing my lips these days, except right now. Alrighty. I hope you're all doing well. Like, subscribe, etc. Blah, blah, blah. All right. I'll see you in the next one.